May we join together in prayer. God, like a baker woman,
you bring the leaven which causes our hopes to rise. With your strong and gentle hands, shape our lives. Warm us with your love. Take our common lives and touch them with your grace.
We thank you for those who taught and worked beside them and all who supported them along the way. Walk with these graduates as they leave and move forward in life. Take away their anxiety and confusion of purpose. Strengthen their many talents and skills. Instill in them a confidence in the future you planned, where energies may be gathered up and used for the good of all people, for the sake of your love. Amen.
Please be seated. It is my enthusiastic pleasure to welcome you to the 2003 Millsaps College Commencement Ceremony, a special day in the lives of our graduates and their families. To the mothers, happy Mother's Day weekend. I can't think of a better way to spend Mother's Day. To all of the fathers, spouses, and other family members of our graduates, we extend to you a very special welcome. In many respects, this is your day too. We are honored to have you in our Millsaps family. Will all of the family members of our graduates stand and let us salute you? For years, I have watched with admiration and astonishment as Mr. James Barksdale, our commencement speaker, has helped transform the world of communication. It is a testament to his impact on our culture that I've often followed his career on the internet, the very medium he helped redefine. In fact, if you have searched the web lately, if you have used a cellular phone, if you have mailed a package and tracked it online, if you have conducted any kind of e-business at all, then you have benefited from his remarkable vision. As the former president and CEO of Netscape Communications Corporation, this technological pioneer has helped to pave the information highway. Under his guidance, the Federal Express Corporation developed a package tracking system that turned heads in the industry and gave birth to the e-commerce revolution. He was the CEO of McCall Cellular in Seattle, which is now AT&T Wireless, the largest cellular company in the world. So he was the CEO of 3 of the largest communication companies in the world and in the industry. Wherever Jim Barksdale goes, it seems he reinvents our means of communication. And here in Mississippi, he is combating the #1 enemy of communication, illiteracy. Jim and his wife Sally have created the Barksdale Reading Institute, which is dedicated to helping Mississippi children learn to read before they're too old to fall behind. The Barksdales are working to make a difference in the lives of all Mississippians. And I believe Jim's combination of creativity, business success, and magnificent altruism will provide a splendid role model to the class of 2003. Please join me in welcoming Mr. James Barksdale.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam President. Pleasure to be here this morning. Hope the breeze holds out. Great to see all you wonderful people. I want you to know that having grown up in Jackson, I always used to love this campus. Of course, it's changed quite a bit since I was here. On my wife's side of the family, I think everybody except my wife went to this school. We produced 2 master majors and 2 Miss Millsaps in 3 generations. We love Millsaps. 30,000 hours. That's how many minutes, you math majors? 1.8 million. I have the advantage your teachers have. I know the answer before I ask the question. 1.8 million minutes, that's how many minutes you folks have been in classrooms before you're getting this degree, give or take. I'm not counting all the minutes you studied at home or did your homework. They've given me about 10 minutes to sum it all up. So let's talk about it. What are you going to do on this wonderful day and as you go forward in your life? So to find out about this, I asked my children. I have 3 grown children. I asked my 2 daughters who have families of their own and my son who is studying international law. I asked my son, I said, what do you think these people would like to know? New graduates. He said they'd like to know about success, how you get success, how do you become successful, however you define success. Doesn't have to be money, whatever it is you define it as. My 2 daughters who have families of their own, both of them independently, I called them, they live in different parts of the country and within 1 minute of each other, so they didn't have a chance to rehearse. What would you like to know about? And they said they'd like to know about balance. Now that's mothers of little children. How do you balance your life? So success and balance. What can you say about it? William Faulkner didn't have one. Benjamin Franklin didn't have it. Thomas Edison didn't have it. Bill Gates doesn't have it. Steve Jobs, the head of Apple Computer, doesn't have one. Something that you have. Larry Ellison, the head of Oracle Computer Systems, doesn't have one. What? A college degree. Which I say you have one. You really don't yet, do you? But I promise you, unless you do something really stupid in about the next 10 minutes, you're going to have one. So I'm sure you've got this degree, you've got your life all planned, probably the next 60 years just going to go clicking by. Every decision you make. And that's all life is a group of seemingly random decisions that you make, choices you take on a day-by-day basis. So that by the end of your life, your DNA of life is so unique, I recognize you can't modify unique. For the English major. There will never have been another person like you in the history of this planet. Let's talk about those decisions and choices. In Lewis Carroll's marvelous story about little Alice in Wonderland, she gets to the proverbial fork in the road. And she doesn't know which way to go. And behind her in the big tree, probably a big tree like this, who's looking at her? Good, the English major. The Cheshire Cat, grinning at her. Oh, and she's very tearful. She said, "Tell me, Mr. Cat, which way do I go?" And the cat says, "Well, where are you heading?" And she says, "I don't know." And he says, "Then any road will do." In 1991, MGM released a movie which may be a little bit before your time for this movie. One of the greatest Western movies of all time. City Slickers. Now, how many of y'all have seen City Slickers? Holy moly. That speaks well of videotapes and DVDs, doesn't it? City Slickers. The character played by Jack Palance was named Curly. sharp people. He won an Academy Award for this role. Curly. They said in the script he looked so weathered he looked like saddlebags with eyes. And he's talking to Billy Crystal, playing the part of, bet you don't know this one, Mitch. Take my word for it. And Mitch is, of course, having his trouble keeping up with this old cowboy. And Palance, or Curly, turns to Mitch and he says, "Do you know the meaning of life?" Which is a rather astounding philosophical statement for this man to make. And Mitch says, "No, I don't." Curly says, "It's just this one thing." Remember that? Just this one thing. Curly and Mitch says, "What, your finger?" He said, "No. The one thing is to keep the most important thing first, because everything else doesn't matter." And Mitch says, "Well, what's the most important thing?" And Curly says, "That's for you to figure out." So little Alice and Curly, facing the same choices in life. What's the most important thing? What's the main thing? Well, as we like to say, and by the way, at the end of this, there's going to be a test, your last final exam. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. That didn't give you a clue, did it? Let's talk about the main thing. When I came to Netscape, we had about 24 people. We were just getting started in creating the browser. I was in my middle 50s. Hard to believe, I know. I was really old. And I'm even older now. And all these people were under the age of 12. They were the smartest, brightest, most fun to work with people I've ever worked with. All these engineers, which we had hired from all over the world. But we had one problem. Because they were all young and every one of them was sure he was the smartest person in the company, or certainly in every room that he was in, they loved to have meetings and discuss things and plan and plot and have telephone calls, and good gosh, could they send some emails. And we weren't getting anywhere. I said, "Folks, relax." I came up with our 3 rules for how we were going to operate Netscape. And it's called the 3 Snakes Rule. By the way, parenthetically, I have nothing against the reptile snake. Snake is a metaphor, an allegory, whatever it is, for problems. Okay? I've got in trouble with some animal rights people on using snakes, but it's just a metaphor, trust me. I love snakes. The first rule of snakes is, if you see a snake, don't send any emails, don't make any phone calls, don't have any meetings. Kill the snake. You have the power to do it, kill it. In other words, if you face it, make the decision. Step up to the plate. Why don't you make the decision? Why don't people decide? Because they're scared. They don't understand that no decision is a decision. You've just decided to let status quo keep going on, and if it's messing up, it's going to get messier. If you see a decision needs to be made, make it. If it doesn't need to be made, don't waste your time. That's wasted energy. You see a snake, kill it. All you sports people. What baseball player has the highest lifetime batting average? Anybody in the audience? Ty Cobb, right down here. A little before your time, so it's great. What was Ty Cobb's lifetime batting average? What? 436? No. What? 367. Is that what somebody said? Give that man a diploma. 367, what does that mean? Ty Cobb was out more than he made a hit. Yet did the Georgia Peach ever say, "I'm not going to step up to the plate? I might be out"? No. He just got another hit. No. Why is it people are afraid of making a mistake? We all know the reasons. Trust me, it isn't worth it. Make the choice. Step up to the plate. Take your best cut. Kill the snake. The second rule of snakes was, I also observed that after we'd killed the snake, of course, everybody, all these smart people, wanted to argue about it for the next week or two. Why? Who were the ones arguing? The people who had lost the decision, right? The people who were overruled. It's just the way we are. The smarter you are, the more you like to argue. Well, we didn't have time. We had to turn out more products than anybody turned out in the software industry in history, and we did. Because of the second rule of snakes. Don't play with dead snakes. Like that. What does that mean? Half the stress we have in life is worrying about something I should have done yesterday, or could have, would have done, or if life was only fair and I'd done, oh my goodness, and we worry about it the rest of our lives. It's done. It's gone. Let it go. Go on to the next one. I won't say something. Second rule of snakes is, don't play with dead snakes. The third rule of snakes is, and the most important, all opportunities start out looking like a snake. If it isn't a problem, it isn't worth solving. And the bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. Think about it. We mentioned Ben Franklin a while ago. You folks know all the things Ben Franklin did in his life? When he was a young man, teenager, by himself, he goes down to Philadelphia, this new town. They were building it left and right. Didn't have a job, gets a job. Problem they were having, they kept building all these houses so close together to get them down by the wharf. And what happens when you build all the houses close together? You have a big problem. Fire. Whole blocks were burning down in Philadelphia. They were all made out of wood. What did Ben Franklin do? On his own, out of the blue, started the first volunteer fire department in America. Out west, Indians were attacking near this little town of Pittsburgh. They were getting much more coming towards Philadelphia. What did Ben Franklin do? On his own, out of the blue. Started the first volunteer militia in the United States. Came in real handy a few years later. Benjamin Franklin. Lightning would hit people's house, burn it down. Been doing it since the dawn of man. Up until then, everybody just said, duh. I guess that's what God meant to do. Burn my house down, scatter my little children. What did he do? Invented the lightning rod. Speaking of lightning, he was also given credit for being the father of the notion that electrical impulses known as lighting in the sky have something to do with the electrical phenomenon on Earth. You remember the famous experiment with the key? He really did that. The problem with that experiment, by the way, was it was very dangerous. And in fact, in France, it killed some people trying to replicate Franklin's experiment. Speaking of France, when Ben Franklin was older, he was our ambassador to France during the Revolutionary War. Now what was happening? Every time we'd get close to the British, they'd back up to the sea, they'd bring up the ships, and they'd sail off. Missed again. Ben goes up to Louis the 16th. Louis, I need some money, francs. And I need some troops and ships. He's a very persuasive man. Louis said, sure, Ben, have at it. So when Cornwallis backed up at Yorktown, who was in the sea behind him? The French fleet. Ben Franklin. And then when he's old and feeble and in his 80s, at the Constitution Convention, where they're framing our Constitution, he single-handedly, story goes, was the father of the idea, which they were making this stuff up, as they're going along. They weren't any good models for how you have a democracy. He came up with the idea that every state, they didn't know how to have representative government, population as well as representative of the separate states. He came up with the idea of having 2 United States senators for every state. His other idea was they both have to be former cheerleaders. Ben Franklin. Thomas Edison. What was the problem? What was the snake? What was the opportunity? It gets dark every night. Have to go to bed with the chickens. Been doing it since the dawn of man. What'd he do? Invented the light bulb. A man who had a total of 3 weeks formal education. Held over 1,000 patents, more patents than any other individual has ever been granted in the history of the United States. Invented the light bulb. Created all kinds of things. You could stay awake at night, you could read, party, nightlife. Unintended consequences of Edison and the light bulb was what? Las Vegas. Big problem, big opportunity. Lots of unintended consequences. These are great things. We're very fortunate. The graduates of 2003 are surrounded by problems. You live in interesting times. The great thing about being surrounded, in the words of some military fellow, was when you're surrounded, you can attack in any direction. Or as I like to say, if you want to be a leader, find a parade and jump in front of it. Attack. Live. Give. Love. And laugh. So, for the answer to my children's 2 dilemmas, success and balance, I've given you the answer to both. To keep the main thing the main thing. So now, for your final exam, I notice none of you have been taking notes, which is good. You've been listening. For the benefit of all your parents and loved ones, the faculty members, all these people you're never going to see again, I'm going to lead you in cheer. All right? Now I want you to pay attention. Y'all look very bright and very loud. I want to hear good, loud cheer. I don't want any holding back. You're going to have one shot at this. I'll be the cheerleader. Watch the finger, okay? And the way it's going to go is, the main thing is to keep the main thing. See, when I raise my finger, you say main thing. I'll do the interpreter. You got it? The main thing. Can you do that? Now let's hear it. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Good luck to all of you. God bless you. Have a great life.
Madam President, it's my honor, upon the recommendation of the faculty, to present James L. Barksdale for the conferring of the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. Trustee Maurice Hall will present the doctoral hood.
Jim, thank you for a brilliant commencement speech. We will forever remember your snake rules, and now we are delighted to finally confer upon you the most prestigious academic degree in the state of Mississippi. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and with the recommendation of faculty, I confer upon Mr. James L. Barksdale, respected business leader and internet pioneer, whose vision, dedication, and thirst for discovery have revolutionized the way we use technology Doctor of Laws, and declare that you are entitled to all rights, honors, and distinctions which are granted to those upon whom this degree is conferred.
Madam President, it is my honor, upon the recommendation of the faculty, to present Sally McDonald Barksdale for the conferring of the honorary degree, Doctor of Public Service. Trustee Don Mitchell will present the doctoral hood.
Critical thinking and intellectual curiosity are skills that we encourage and nurture in all of our students as lifelong learners. Sally McConnell Barksdale has made good use of these skills as a community leader, innovative planner, and problem solver. Her passion for education and love of reading led her to a courageous commitment, a commitment she shares with her husband Jim to help Mississippi's at-risk children learn to read. As the driving force behind the Barksdale Reading Institute, she has helped to focus on a specific problem, the vocabulary deficiency of children from impoverished families, and put into action a plan for eradicating that problem. She is changing the way teachers teach and the way students learn. She is also co-founder of the McDonald-Barksdale Reading Institute, which offers students a program of interdisciplinary learning. That was the Barksdale Honors College. She has recently joined the board of the Jackson State University Development Foundation and is a member of the Ole Miss Women's Council of Philanthropy. While we are aware that she is a graduate of Ole Miss, and we can forgive her for that, we also believe that Millsaps has had a wonderful influence on her life. Her parents were at Millsaps in the 1930s, and her sister and numerous other relatives are also Millsaps alumni. I am happy to present the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Service to Sally McConnell Barksdale, now an official member of our Millsaps family. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon Sally McConnell Barksdale, impassioned public servant and philanthropist whose dedication to education, literacy, and scholarship has greatly benefited the minds of many Mississippians. Doctor of Public Service, and declare that you are entitled to all the rights, honors, and distinctions which are granted to those upon whom this degree is conferred.
Madam President, it is my honor, upon the recommendation of the faculty, to present Turner Cassidy for the conferring of the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters. Trustee Roanne Taylor will present the doctoral hood.
In 1999, 3 poets with Millsaps roots were featured in the Millsaps magazine as demonstrating that poetry does indeed matter. At Commencement 2002, we honored one of those poets, our very own Dr. Greg Miller, as Distinguished Professor of the Year. This year, we have the distinct pleasure of recognizing another one of these poets, Millsaps graduate Turner Cassidy, this time as an honorary degree recipient. We'd like to think that the Millsaps spirit may have influenced this man whose long and distinguished career is built on the celebration of words, both through gifted writing and library science. Who else, after all, has had the opportunity to catalog his own books? He began to shape his literary sensibilities as editor of the Millsaps yearbook, the Baba Sheila. He was also a member of the Kit Kat Club, an organization some of you may recall was sponsored by the English department. The ODK and KA member graduated with honors in 1951 and is now the representative to the Davenport Spava Endowed Scholarship Fund at Millsaps College. A poet celebrated for his satire and classicism, Turner has served in libraries from Jackson, Mississippi to the Republic of South Africa. He retired from the Robert W. Woodruff Library in Emory in 1981, just a few months before I arrived. Had we been there together, I'm sure we would have delighted in celebrating our Mississippi roots. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and with the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon Turner Cassidy, poet, author, wordsmith, whose work has provoked and enlightened us, and through its precision and observation, Doctor of Humane Letters, and declare that you are entitled to all rights, honors, and distinctions which are granted to those upon whom this degree is conferred.
Will the candidates for graduation with bachelor's degrees following the May 2003 term please rise? Madam President, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Business Administration following the May 2003 term. These students have completed the prescribed course of study, have passed the required examinations, and are presented to you with the recommendation of the faculty for the conferring of the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree as may be appropriate and declare that you will be entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and amenities pertaining thereunto.
Eileen Louise Abate.
Paul Norman Atchison, summa cum laude.
Jacqueline Hope Adams, cum laude, with honors in sociology. Eileen Louise Abate.
Jill Christiane Adams. Paul Norman Atchison, summa cum laude.
Richard David Adams. Jacqueline Hope Adams, cum laude, with honors in sociology.
Thomas Floyd Adams, Jr.
Akram Alam
Jill
Al-Turk, cum
Christiane
laude.
Adams.
Richard
Kelly
David Adams.
Kane Aldridge.
Ayako Asada.
Thomas Floyd Adams, Jr. Ian Day Aiton.
Akram Alam Al-Turk, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Babin.
Kelly Kane Aldridge. Anisha Bajaj, summa cum laude, with honors in chemistry. Ian J. Aiton.
Eric Frederick Bartlam, cum laude, Sarah with honors in history.
Anisha Bajaj, summa cum laude, with honors in chemistry. Sarah Elizabeth Bartlett.
Wilmer Hugh Binge. Eric Frederick Bartlam, cum laude, with honors in history.
Dana Elaine Berkey.
Jessie Christina Blackman.
Lindsay Elizabeth Bartlett, cum laude.
Wilmer Hugh Binge. E. Michelle Boudreau.
Dana Elaine Berkey. Craig Nelson Bowman.
Jessie Christina Blackman. Paul Wright Bresnahan, cum laude.
Lindsay Rebecca Blakeney. Larry cum laude. Christopher Bruyette, magna cum laude.
Amy Michelle Boudreau. Emily Lane Broussard.
Craig Shelton Bowman. Wayne David Brown.
Paul Wright Bresnahan, cum laude. McCall Kennedy Bryant, summa cum laude.
Larry Christopher. Edie Ray Bryson, magna cum laude, with honors in geology.
Emily Lane Broussard. Shannon
Wayne
Maurice Buckley.
David Brown.
McCall
Ashley
Kennedy
Elizabeth
Bryant,
Burns.
summa cum laude.
Jeannie
Ryan
Ray
Christopher
Bryson,
Buskist,
magna
cum
cum
laude.
laude, with honors in geology. Martha Ann Carlson.
Shannon Maurice Buckley. Robert Charles Caskey, magna cum laude, with honors in biology.
Ashley Elizabeth Burns.
Ryan Christopher Buskist, cum laude.
Martha Ann Carlson. Adam Timothy Housing.
Robert Charles Caskey, magna cum laude, with honors in biology. Andrew Springfield Shalona, cum laude.
Amelia Ellard Chisholm.
Judith Claire Coleman, summa cum laude, with honors in painting.
Adam Timothy Housing.
Andrew Springfield Shalona, cum laude.
Robert Amelia Ellard Chisholm.
Judith Erin Damaris Cook, magna cum laude, honors in English.
Carla Johnson Corbin.
Jordan Claire Corbella.
Robert Nabi Geisha Angel Cormick.
Adam Richard Crawford, magna cum laude.
Devin Dimples Corbin.
Jordan Claire Daniel Paul Culpepper.
Emily Eleanor Daly, magna cum laude.
Adam Richard Crawford.
William Sidney Darcy III, magna cum laude.
Emily Ann Dasinger. Daniel Paul Culpepper.
Renee Lee Davis, magna cum laude.
Sarah Alice Davis, cum laude, with honors in computer science.
William Sidney Darcy III, magna cum laude.
Emily Ann Dasinger.
Maria Colquitt Neal Dean, magna cum laude. Renee
Jermaine Teresa DeLay. Sarah Alice Davis.
Emily
cum laude,
Irene
honors in
Dolliker.
science. Lauren Rebecca Dunnigan, cum laude.
Maria Rebecca Cheney Easley, magna cum laude.
Jermaine Teresa Kelly Lane Eaton, cum laude.
Emily Irene Olivia Port Eckhart.
Lauren Rebecca Dunnigan, cum laude. Mary Esther Elliott, magna cum laude.
Rebecca Cheney Easley. Tyler Douglas Erb.
Kelly Lane Eaton, cum laude. Denisha Day Evans.
Lydia Port Eckhart. Leonard Augusta Evans Jr.
Mary Esther Elliott, magna cum laude. Marlena Lynn Evans, magna cum laude.
Tyler Douglas Erb. James Ward Fight II.
Denisha Day Devin Summers Fletcher, cum laude.
Lindsay Aaron Floyd, cum laude.
Lori Christina Flunkins, magna cum laude.
Trenton Craig Forrest, Fight II.
Joseph Preston Summers Fletcher, cum laude.
Natalie Kathleen Fusel.
Ryan Edward Gaylord.
Lanier Ellsworth G.
Andrea Renee Gilbert.
Edna Beth Guilfoyle. Kathleen Fusel.
Ryan Edward Gaylord.
Christy Danielle Gosworth, summa cum laude.
Andrea Renee Gilbert. Misty Chantel Goff, magna cum laude.
Edna Beth James Samuel Good, magna cum laude with honors in biology. Christy Danielle Goff, summa cum laude.
Travis Mitchell Grace. Misty Chantel Goff,
Bryant
magna cum laude.
Dwayne Graham. James Samuel Good,
James
magna
Earl
cum
Graves
laude
III.
with honors in biology. Andrea Nicole Green, magna cum laude.
Travis Mitchell Grace. Allison Jean Gregory.
Bryant Dwayne Graham. Matthew Gerard Gregg.
James Earl Graves III. Joseph Robert Groves.
Kathleen Hollis Hardy, magna cum laude.
Sarah Elizabeth Harris.
Laura Beth Hastings, cum laude.
Crystal Lynn Hilo.
Lane Hendricks, cum laude.
John Ross Henry.
Jason Michael Hicks, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Lee Hicks Boykin.
Laura Renee Hilgartner, magna cum laude.
Kimberly Pennington Hollingshead.
Jennifer Shannon Honacan.
Amber Yvette Hudson.
Rose Marie Herder, magna cum laude with honors in history.
Jessica Brooke Ingram, magna cum laude.
Heather Kathleen Isbell, cum laude.
Ned Michael Jabour III, magna cum laude.
Alicia Dion Jackson, cum laude.
Tammy James.
Amy Sue Janowski, magna cum laude.
James Ronald Johnson.
Jason Michael Joseph, cum laude.
Ann Jordan Junkin.
Sarah Bly Junkin.
Virginia Ruth Yarbrough Kennedy.
Rakara John Kimball.
Angela Christine Koenig.
Barrett Hopkins Lambden, magna cum laude.
Adam Wolf Lambert.
Justin Patrick Langlois.
John Chatland Lenhart.
Mary Emery Lyles, cum laude.
Jeremy David Litton.
Anne Courtney Long, magna cum laude.
Grace Haley Long.
Amy Renee Loy, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Ann Lutz, magna cum laude.
Nathan Vance Maddox.
Jennifer Lee Mahaney.
Jessica Lorraine Malpus, magna cum laude.
Emily Catherine Mann, magna cum laude.
Carrie Ann Blair Marion.
Dana Ryan Mason, cum laude.
Baron Danzy Matthews.
Emily Kate Matthews.
Kevin Cortland Mays.
John Cody McCain.
Catherine Ransdell McKenzie.
Celia Jones McKibben, magna cum laude.
Rebecca McRaney.
Kristen Lee Melvin.
Robika Modak.
Talisha Mendesa Moore.
Jared Ridley Mott.
Tom Mitchell Murphy.
Kendall Tremaine Neal.
Catherine Morgan Neely.
Lita Monique Nagandi.
Rebecca Clay Nelson.
James Thomas Newman.
Peter Gust Nix.
David Ronald Norris, Jr., cum laude with honors in biology.
Ryan Joseph O'Byrne, cum laude.
Cynthia K. Oswalt.
Valerie Ann Posh, magna cum laude.
Hannah Marcus Page, summa cum laude.
John Brandon Page.
Kimberly Anita Parker, cum laude with honors in psychology.
Marisa Parker.
Nicholas Ray Parrish.
Timothy Arthur Parsons, cum laude.
Janal Vinod Chandra Patel.
Catherine Nicole Polka, magna cum laude.
Erin Elizabeth Pelletary.
Tanya Nora Pennington.
Angela J. Rhodes Perrette.
Lakeisha Latrice Perry.
Charles David Phillips.
Michael J. Phillips.
Natalie Michelle Pilato.
Thomas Patrick Pitt.
Calcutta Hart Poole, cum laude.
Nicholas Brett Porter, magna cum laude.
Amanda Blair Pullen.
Margaret Elizabeth Purifoy, magna cum laude, with honors in English.
Brendan Charles Quigley, cum laude.
Erin Melissa Redding, summa cum laude.
Daniel Kidover Rich.
Emily Barbara Rivers, cum laude.
Brooklyn Lane Ryan.
James Nelson Scarf II.
Christopher Kyle Skiro.
Martin Allen Sibe Jr.
Amy Louise Sellers.
William Winsel Selman II.
Alden James Shank magna cum laude.
Heather Ann Shelton, cum laude.
Shadia Izat Slay.
Stephen Daniel Sloan.
Laura Michelle Smallwood, cum laude.
Leslie Ann Smallwood, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth Shanahan Smith, cum laude.
John Riddell Smith II.
Leslie Lauren Smith.
Travarsha Renee Smith.
Brett Thomas Snyder.
Megan Elizabeth Soames.
Samuel Durrell Sparks.
Elizabeth Ann Steinberg.
Jennifer Lee Stoner.
Julie Marie Strickland, magna cum laude.
Maggie Terrell Sugar, cum laude, with honors in economics and chemistry.
Matthew Jason Summerall.
Robert Bradford Sutherland, Jr.
Charles LaRue Terrell.
Amy Elizabeth Timms.
Yolanda Selvi Thomas.
Bobby Trundell Thompson.
Audra Lee Tierce.
Barbara Bowden Tippins, cum laude.
Stephanie Elizabeth Tomlin, cum laude.
Kathleen Dorothy Toner.
Brad Ashley Touchstone.
Monica Monique Trepagna.
Cecilia Alnique Turner.
Elizabeth Lauren Vincent.
William Bedford Wadlington.
Ashley Marie Whiteloff, magna cum laude.
Melissa K. Welch.
Alex Taylor Wiley III.
Donald Drennan Williams, Jr.
Jennifer Lynn Wilson, cum laude.
Robert Arnold Wooten.
David Lynn Ye.
Matthew Denham Iglesias.
magna cum laude.
Nola Hayes Young.
Reginald Ananias Young.
Walter Howard Zinn.
Will the candidates for graduation with bachelor's degrees following the summer and fall 2003 terms please rise? Madam President, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, and Bachelor of Science following the summer and fall terms. When these students have completed their work in the summer and fall of 2003, they will meet the requirements prescribed for their degrees, and they are recommended to you by the faculty of the college for the conferring of the appropriate degrees at that time.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree as may be appropriate upon the completion of the remaining requirements, and declare that you are entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and amenities pertaining thereunto.
Emily Jeanette Clay.
Brandon Roberts Crooms.
Julian Lee Dodd.
Caroline Doreen Ficara.
Alan Christopher Gaston.
Daisy Malloy Hamburg.
Leah Felice Harris.
Catherine Louise House.
Jerice Alexander Jones.
Kimberly Elizabeth Jones.
Mackenzie Antonio Lash.
Amanda Britton Merritt.
Rashad Durant Prim.
Brian Douglas Roberts.
Bo Devin Rohde.
Samara Salisa Tillman.
Erin Danielle Whitaker.
Joseph Laird Wilson.
Courtney Lynn Austin.
Lindsay Norton Bennett.
William Doak Dubisson III.
Vanessa Grace Stewart.
Will the candidates for the degrees of Masters of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy please rise? Madam President, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy. These students have completed the prescribed course of study, have passed the required examinations, and are presented to you with the recommendation of the faculty of the college for the conferring of the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy, and declare that you are entitled to all of the rights, privileges, and amenities pertaining thereunto.
Dr. Randy Boggs, the Dean of the Else School of Management, will place the hoods on the Masters of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy candidates.
Kelly Lee Adams.
Catherine Simmons Bond.
Mary Alice Boyd.
James Walker Coburn.
Gregory Kenneth Cronin.
Matthew Brent DeLaw.
Robert Craig Dukes.
Susan Wood Geiger.
Shane Austin Hard.
Marcus Deshawn Hill.
Sarah Elizabeth Jones.
Logan Ashton Long.
Charles Crook McPherson.
Emily Kate Merriman.
Jeffrey Ray Mitchell.
Timothy Lloyd Plunkett.
Aaron Lee Powell.
Jessica Renee Short.
Brandy Evans Smith.
Oh, thank you. It's hard.
Francis Charles Stallings.
Jack Anderson Taylor.
Thomas Paul Truting Jr.
Daniel James Wagaspack.
Shane Edward White.
Will the candidates for graduation with master's degrees following the summer term please rise? Madam President, it is my honor to present the candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration and Master of Accountancy following the summer term. When these students have completed their work for the summer, they will meet the requirements prescribed for their degrees, and they are recommended to you by the faculty of the college.
Crystal Chenille Berry.
Monica Brodowska.
Scott Byron Edwards.
Michael Anthony Schwitter.
Andrew Kale Zubik.
Last year, the college had the great honor of awarding Philip Martin, Chief of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, an honorary degree. This degree was intended to recognize the remarkable vision and accomplishments both of Chief Martin and the Choctaw Nation. This year, it gives us great pleasure to announce that Kendall Neal, a political science major, will become the first Choctaw tribal member to graduate from Millsaps College. Congratulations, Kendall. Each spring, the college recognizes many of its students at the Awards Day Assembly. The Millsaps chapters of Phi Beta Kappa and Beta Gamma Sigma, two of the most prestigious academic honoraries in the nation, also elect members from the graduating class. At this time, we would like to call your attention to the awards and honors page in your program and to recognize those graduates who were so honored. Would those graduates please stand to be recognized? The college reserves two special awards for the presentation at commencement. The first award is the Founders Medal. The Founders Medal is awarded to the senior who has the highest grade point average for the entire college course of study at Millsaps and has received a grade of excellent on the comprehensive examinations. This student's performance reflects the highest standards of the college. This year's recipient earned a 4.0 average, which in itself is a remarkable achievement, but it's also even more remarkable because this year's recipient is not yet 20 years of age. She plans to pursue a graduate study combining two of her loves, theater and anthropology. Please join me in congratulating Hannah Marcus Page. Hannah, will you come forward? I'd also like to recognize two other extraordinary students who are in the running for the Founders Medal. They are Anisha Bajaj and Judith Coleman. The second award to be presented today is the Frank and Rachel Ann Laney Award. This award recognizes the graduating senior who has written the finest essay reflecting on the value of Millsaps liberal arts education. The winning paper will become required reading for the incoming freshmen the following year. The award was established in honor of Frank and Rachel Ann Laney as a tribute to their commitment to excellence in higher education. It is my honor to announce that the recipient of the Frank and Rachel Ann Laney Award for 2003 is Hannah Marcus Page. There were also 9 other finalists whose work will also be published who are in the competition for the Laney Award. And they were Paul Atchison, Martha Carlson, Timothy Parsons, Carla Corban, Judith Coleman, Thomas Pitt, Ann Long, Shannon Buckley, and Carolyn Ficara. Congratulations. And now for the highest honor that the college bestows on our faculty. I'm now pleased to announce the recipient of the 2003 Millsaps College Distinguished Professor Award. The award recognizes faculty members who inspire students through their excellence as teachers and whose writing, research, and artistic accomplishments are of the highest quality and serve to enhance their teaching and the learning of students. The recipient of the 2003 Distinguished Professor Award is Sarah Lee McGuire. Sarah, would you come forward? A college professor who masterfully combines innovative teaching and nationally recognized scholarship is a true gem. When that professor also possesses superior leadership skills and employs traits that motivate both students and fellow faculty, she is a rare gem. Our Distinguished Professor of the Year blends these noteworthy characteristics in a remarkable manner, demonstrating the ideal teacher-scholar as well as leader and mentor. Associate Professor of Biology, Dr. Sarah Lee McGuire, has a consistent record of providing classes that are rigorous and challenging and yet fair. Her students find that her teaching enables them to take intellectual risks and thus grow as learners. Many of her students are accepted into prestigious graduate programs where they report they are far better prepared than most of their fellow students. Dr. McGuire is a true teacher-scholar, introducing her students to both the methods and philosophy of scientific research. She's been at the forefront of the development of our core course, Super Science, which provides a broad yet challenging exposure to chemistry, biology, physics, and geology. She's been a leader among her colleagues, taking the initiative to develop a support system for junior science faculty, serving as the point person in developing a vision of a laboratory-based sciences at Millsaps, and in directing the Ford Fellows teaching program. One of a faculty member's most difficult tasks is to balance teaching responsibilities and research responsibilities. Dr. McGuire has published several scientific articles, culminating in a major paper in genetics, one of the most respected journals in her field. This is a major coup, especially for a scientist working at a college where teaching is the first priority. Please join me in recognizing this year's Distinguished Professor, Dr. Sarah Lee McGuire.
It is now my pleasure to introduce you to Mark Herbert, who will greet our newest alumni on behalf of Millsaps College Alumni Council. And I now declare that all of the 2003 graduates are alumni.
Well, on behalf of all of the alumni throughout the world of Millsaps College, we salute you, class of 2003. Job well done. Now you're ready to go out and demonstrate why the Millsaps education is so distinctive and worth all that hard work you put in the last 4 years. And when the world throws you a curve, it will, we know you'll be prepared to succeed. As you just heard, you've earned another title today, alumni. Your fellow alumni know what it took to get this far. Believe me, we remember it. We know the hard work Millsaps demanded of you, and we understand and share the standard of excellence you've set for yourselves. So we look forward to meeting you in the ranks of business, the arts, academia, the social services, clergy, and everywhere else that Millsaps graduates are found. And we can be found everywhere. From the gleaming towers of Wall Street to the concert halls of Europe to the classrooms of the Mississippi Delta. Your fellow alumni are now just a mouse click away, thanks to at least in part, to the wonderful efforts of Jim Barksdale and his leadership and innovations. So I encourage you, stay in touch. More importantly, get involved. Come to homecoming. Come to young alumni activities. Volunteer to work on an alumni council committee. Participate in an alumni chapter. Nourish your Millsaps memories and identity, because Millsaps will nurture every aspect of your lives from now on. Now, following the alma mater and the benediction, the platform party will recess, and then I will lead you in the tradition of tossing our caps as one final note of celebration. The tossing of the caps will mark the closing of our ceremonies. Will you all please and stand for the singing of the alma mater? And for those of you who don't know it by heart, the words are printed on the back of the program. Please remain standing for the benediction.
Let us pray. Gracious God, as we end this weekend of celebration, send us out with your call to use ourselves and our possibilities for the service of the human family. Empower us to work for a world of justice, peace, goodness, and compassion. Enable us to care for the sick and dying, the homeless and the privileged, the abandoned and the blessed, the hopeless and the confident. so that the intellectual and moral lessons of these years will bring healing and hope to your world. For we pray in the spirit of gratitude which you have given to us, and with the hope that faith grants us. Amen.
Congratulations, graduates. Toss your caps.